Three best QB values in fantasy football 2025. Whether you want to go early quarterback shopping or not, this kind of is one of those things where you're getting early quarterback type of return with at least one of these guys, I believe, maybe all three. But when someone says, wait on a quarterback, first of all, you got to go with flow of draft. Flow of draft might walk you down a path that in round 3, you're sitting here going, I don't like T. Higgins. I don't like this guy. JD5 is still sitting here. You've got to smash JD5. This is not a planned attack, cemented in process. You've got to adjust and adapt and take what the board gives you. But in that, there are compartments of draft strategies inside of best player available that you need to be prepared for so you can go down every fork in the road as you go down your draft. That's the point. Nobody should say I'm drafting hero RB. I'm drafting, running back. Nobody should go into a draft saying that. You should say, as you're in the second or third round, that's funny. I went RB because you're taking best player available. But preparing for all the different draft strategies, looking at them, allows you to go in those different forks in the road. Think of it like a basketball play, or you're a basketball player, right? And you've got certain drives and moves that you've learned. Are you just going to say, I'm going to drive down the court and I'm going to do a right-handed layup and I'm not going to consider any other options? If the defense steps in front of me, maybe I got to crossover, go to the left. Maybe the defense steps back and I just have a wide open 3-point shot. I take it, drain it, move on. Are you planning your drive when you're driving down the court, or are you taking what the board gives you, what the floor gives you, what the defense gives you? Think of drafting like that. If you get into round 3, you shouldn't be cementing in you're not going JD5, cementing in that you are going JD5. Like the basketball player going down the court, what's the board look like? Is it an easy layup and dunk to grab JD5, or should you step back, pass on that, and drain a handy 3-point shot right here in 3? Think of that as you're drafting. So if you get into the third round and Hendy's there, or let's say another player, and you just keep going down the draft board, these are the guys, when you get there with that approach, with that best player available unveiling, this Mahomes is in round 7, 5 to 7. And that wins leagues, plain and simple. Mahomes is going to bounce back in a major way in 2025. And everybody that thinks that Mahomes is just some settled in quarterback at the 8, 9, 10, he's just not the same guy. I hear that over and over and over. The regurgitated Patrick Mahomes conversation where it's like, he just isn't the same guy anymore. He just isn't a guy that's going to score you top 5 quarterback numbers anymore, as if the man can't return to glory, as if the man hasn't proven over the years that he's been more times than not a top 4 quarterback. He has been, let me repeat that, he's been a top 4 quarterback more than he has not been a top 4 quarterback. Brady had a lull in not being an elite guy for a little while. Every quarterback goes through it. And he wouldn't have gone through it back-to-back years like he didn't go through it here. Week quarterback 8 and then responds with a number 3 finish. This guy was probably going to be 4, 5, 3, and then his wide receivers went down. Mahomes is a top 5 quarterback. He's born to be. And the Chiefs are vowing to get back to that pass. They brought in Brashard Smith, converted wide receiver, freaking 18 touchdowns, 4 receiving, 14 rushing, 1,400 yards, I believe, on the ground. Brashard Smith was a monster. He was a converted wide receiver, running with the wide receiver ones in practice. He's such a weapon. And I think they're going to get back to using the running back as a weapon, similar to how they use Worthy. Worthy's a weapon. Rashee Rice probably not getting, I would say, 4 to 6 games at this point. For anybody that thinks it's 10 games, that was a false report like we predicted, and that Schefter said it wasn't 10 games. The suggested number was 8 games, and the NFL CBA commands 6 games or less, so it's probably a 4 to 6 game suspension. And it could be less. We might be really looking at something different. There's no precedent for this type of situation. No proven alcohol was involved as a first-time offender. So we might be looking at 3. It'd be a big win for us in the content because we've been saying 2 to 4 as a likely scenario from the beginning, and then we've adjusted. But that was what I was sitting on really early on. And so if we get that 4 number, we'll be pretty happy, and that's a win. But Mahomes in round 5 to 7 is a mother freaking steal. This is a league-winning player from 5 to 7. Even if he finishes as QB 6 or 7, and he's got Worthy, he's got Rice for a majority of the year. Okay, let's at least settle on that. Kelsey dropped 20 LBs. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not. And then they've got Brashard Smith and Jalen Royals. What an attack. A commitment to throw downfield. Your worst case scenario probably is QB 7. And in round 5 to 7, that is a freaking steal. One of my favorite picks in all of 2025. Mahomes wins leagues in rounds 5 to 7. Wins leagues, plain and simple. If he throws for 40 plus touchdowns, which I believe he will do, and he throws for 4,500 plus yards, which I think he will do, and you know, this could be 40 plus total TDs. This is going to be a top 4, top 3, top 5 QB from the 5 to 7 range. 7 being best ball, 5 being non-best ball. League winning. League winning, league winning. There's no, I don't know if I want to invest, or I don't want to get burned, or I'm not falling for this one again. He's going in the later territory where the risk is completely baked in. I don't want to hear it. And when we get down to this guy right here, Bo Nix is going a round or 2 later and was a top 7 quarterback last year. Him and JD5 were just going blow for blow, and everybody kind of ignores that he was having as good of a year as JD5 in many respects. This kid was handed RJ Harvey, Evan Ingram. Sean Payton's offense will only make him better. He'll throw for over 4,000 yards. He'll throw for over 33, 34 touchdowns. He'll run for 5 or 6. He'll run for 550 to 600 yards. This is one of the better running quarterbacks in the league. Marvin Mims was a top 7 wide receiver if you extrapolate his final 7 games across an entire season. And that's not cherry picking. He just wasn't used until the final 6 games. So he's playing like a top 7 wide receiver. Mims is going to ball. Pat Bryant was added, this exciting rookie receiver. Franklin's his college wide receiver. Their rapport is looking pretty smooth. And RJ Harvey's going to catch 70 footballs. You don't believe me? Get your popcorn ready. Sean Payton, what did he do with Kamara his rookie year? 81 receptions. Kamara had 81, 81, 81, 83. And back-to-back years, Kamara's always been a PPR monster, and he was born in Sean Payton's system. And if you're going to say, well, J.K. Dobbins, I don't care about J.K. Dobbins. He was the worst running back in the league after his 2nd game. From his 3rd game on, J.K. Dobbins was averaging 3.8 yards per carry and one of the very worst running backs in the National Football League that entire stretch from his 3rd game on. I don't want to hear it. And even if you want to just continue to badger that point, guess what? Guess who was I think he was number 9. Mark Ingram was running back 9 during Kamara's rookie year when Kamara was running back 4. Sean Payton had a running back 4 overall and a running back 9 overall during that Kamara rookie season when he had 81 receptions. So you might want to look into what we're talking about before you start throwing things out like, oh, Harvey's not going to do well, or Harvey can't catch 70 receptions. Sean Payton lives on the lifeblood of the rookie draft. He said so himself. When someone even asked a question, a reporter said, so is J.K. Dobbins going to do this or that? His response was a weird response that people didn't really pick up on. It was like, yeah, well, the lifeblood of this team's the NFL draft. He's trying to telegraph that Harvey's his joker. Hey, who's your joker? Well, I have 2 jokers. One's a tight end and one's a running back in my offense. Obviously, Evan Ingram's the tight end joker. We're going to have him all over the field. And then right now, RJ Harvey is a candidate to be a joker. And then he said the only other name he brought up was McLaughlin. And he said, but McLaughlin hasn't got his stripes. He's been in joker school for 2 years and he hasn't got his stripes yet. Total knock on him. RJ Harvey's the joker. RJ Harvey's catching footballs. And Penix Jr. is going to benefit from this entire offense just humming. And it's going to be a battle to the division win in the AFC West between the Chiefs and the Broncos. And then there's Penix Jr. I believe Penix Jr. is going to ball. He has a cannon attached to his arm. This is maybe a 4,500-yard passer. Even if you want to dumb this down to 4,200 yards, whatever, he's going to have 35, potentially 35 plus total touchdowns. And he will run a couple in. This guy could be a 40-touchdown gunslinger. He's got London. London's a top 5 wide receiver. And then you got Kyle Pitts, who you might want to give up on him, sure. but he's never had a quarterback. You know, now would be the wrong time to not give him one more shot when he's a, 13 round player. Kyle Pitts, take a gamble on Kyle Pitts in the 13th round. Costs you nothing. And Penix is saying, I'm going to throw to him a ton this year. And Bijan Robinson, catching 60 to 70 footballs this year. The dynamic of this offense is going to be keeping the defense honest using Penix Jr.'s arm. The fact that he's mobile, people don't know that because he didn't run a lot in college because he was trying to stay healthy because he kept getting hurt and he had to prove himself and he couldn't afford to get hurt again. So he didn't run a lot, but he runs well. He had a pylon diving touchdown last year, if you remember. But Penix Jr.'s mobility, his arm, his cannon, and then Bijan Robinson just making defenses feel off kilter the whole game. This offense is going to hum, and it's going to live in the red zone constantly. And the run's going to support the pass is going to support the run's going to support the pass, and Penix Jr. is going to throw tons of checkdowns to Bijan Robinson. It's going to be glory. Penix Jr. is a league winner. I would pair him with a Kyler, pair him with a Dak, pair him with another quarterback that's around the same value, pair him with Nix, and then you have backup plan and a rotation potentially. But you get screwed out of the quarterback position and you keep falling deeper into the draft. You know, Mahomes is your first, checkpoint, round 5 in non-best ball, 7 in best ball. And Nix would be your next option if you fall victim there too and you don't get him, then round 9, round 10. And then double-digit rounds, make sure you reach for Penix. Don't lose out on him. Reach around if you need to because you're talking about deep in the 13th or 14th round or something, or even 12 if you took him at 12, just to be safe, or even 11. I wouldn't care. Just grab him if you miss out on these other QBs because you don't want to have zero shot at a QB that can drop these kind of numbers, and Penix Jr. might be the last QB to be able to do that. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live additionally, whenever big news breaks, live at midnight Eastern every single night practically. And then don't forget my 365 24/7 Patreon live chat group, link in description. We literally chat on here, 365 24/7. And then don't forget my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators. Anybody that buys a brand new, so new customers, lifetime membership, you will get 6 months of Patreon access, the live chat Patreon, for free with any new lifetime membership on thefantasyfootballshow.com. Link in description. See you on the next one. Appreciate you.